Good morning. Starting it off a little bit later today. I've already been up for a few hours, but we are day before the show. And today what we're going to do, I'm going to take you through kind of what it takes to carb up for a show, some of the changes that are made, as well as like some travel hacks and things like that Livia and I do to make sure that we can stay on plan while we're traveling. Luckily, the show is only 2 hours away in Raleigh, so it should be pretty easy. I woke up, weighed in, weight was 205.0, which is zero point 0.8 higher than it was yesterday. Not really concerned because I looked and felt the best I have ever in my entire life. Midsection was nice and tight. I had good core control. I'm starting to be able to feel like my legs are coming back under me. That was one thing, like my legs felt really fatigued. I was having trouble connecting with them. But while I was posing this morning and taking pictures for Jaden, I was really able to flex down on them and make sure that the lines were showing. After I took my pictures, the instructions were 12 ounces of fluid, which I used that 12 ounces of fluid for my morning digestive drink so I could keep my routine the same. So typically that would be like 36 ounces of fluid because I usually do a liter of water in the morning. But for now, because we're bringing fluids down, trying to manage body weight and the look and the absorption of the carbohydrates and digestion, we're gonna play with water throughout the day. So he instructed me to just do 12 ounces of fluid and 1 coffee. Usually I would do 2. A little bit coffee deprived this morning. Got started on some work, just tidying up a few loose ends. Wrote a couple blog posts, doing some reviews on some documents for my mentorship clients. I actually feel cognitively really good with all the carbohydrates that I've been eating over the last couple of days, starting to come to life and feel more like myself, which is nice. And then now sitting down for meal 1. So what we're gonna do is 6 to 7 meals today, keeping protein low. So my only source of protein all day is gonna be 100 grams of egg whites per meal. That meal last night sat really well with me, even though it was like 300 grams of egg whites. So 100 grams of egg whites should be really easy for me to digest. And we're just gonna do that with each meal. The carbohydrate sources and fat sources for this meal are going to be 100 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of berries, and 20 grams of nut butter. So that's what I have here. Just a nice little parfait bowl. I'm gonna get this down, get back to work. Got a couple more hours of work to do. And then I set an alarm to pose for Jaden in 2 hours, which will be about 8 o'clock. And then he's going to essentially just go meal by meal today. The only challenge is gonna be the drive to make sure that I know what meals to expect on the drive, but that's a really easy fix. So we'll take you along every step of the way, give you a little bit of an update as we go. Each time I pose, I have to weigh in. So I tell him, this is my weight, this is my look. And today is pretty much just about finding, okay, what weight do we have to be on stage tomorrow? The schedule of events, today we check into our hotel at 3, first tan is at 4:50, then athlete check-in is right after that, and then my second tan is at 7:10. So after we check in, I have to run back to the hotel, have a shower, rinse off, and then come back for the second coat of tan. And throughout that, still get the meals in, make sure I'm posing for Jaden so he knows what I look like, and let him make the decisions. I am not in the driver's seat today. If I do get in the driver's seat, it's gonna mess with my head. So I have relinquished control to Jaden. I'm gonna tell him exactly how I feel. The biggest thing for me is, can I keep my midsection tight all day and manage my digestion? That is my only goal, because last show, my digestion was such a mess that it completely ruined my look, and I don't wanna tolerate that this time. So get this meal in, get back to work, and we'll check in with you when we go to pose again. Alrighty, so time for meal 2. It is 8:25, just took some pictures for Jaden. Definitely feeling more full. My weight went from 205.0 to 206.0, so we had a 1 pound jump in body weight, basically repeating meal 1. So it's the exact same meal, 100 grams cream of rice, 100 grams berries, 100 grams egg whites. I actually cooked the egg whites into the cream of rice with 20 grams of peanut butter, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm standardizing how much water I use with the cream of rice, which is 300 grams of water. And then I have another 350 milliliters of water aside from that. So still like measuring water, measuring carbs, making sure that we're getting in everything that we need. Macros for this meal, I figured I would share, are going to be 22 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of fat. We are at 44 grams of protein, 202 grams of carbs, and 22 grams of fat total for the day so far. We're about a liter of water in, maybe a liter and a half. And moving along nicely. Basically what I'm gonna be doing all day today is eat the meal, 10-minute walk, get some work done for a couple hours, pose, let Jaden take a look at me, get a meal in, 10-minute walk, pose, and we'll do that even on the drive. We'll stop, we'll go for walks, just to make sure that motility stays in a good spot. I wanted to share something from, my mentorship call or my mentorship check-ins that I've been going through. You need to be very detailed with who your ideal client is. I get a lot of people who are like, I work with men and women aged 20 to 60 who are beginner to experienced. That doesn't work. You have to know implicitly, like intimately, who you are speaking to, and you need to know every detail about them so that you can directly speak to them. If you're trying to speak to everybody, you're going to speak to no one, and no one will raise their hand. So if you're having trouble with marketing, spend time getting to know who it is that you want to coach, what their problems are, what their barriers are, and how your service actually helps them. So I just wanted to share that. I'm going to get this meal in, and then we'll check in with you a little bit later as we get ready to pack. All right, we're sitting down for meal 3. It is 11:30, kind of halfway through packing, finished up the last little bit of work that I had to do. Just took pictures for Jaden about an hour ago, actually. So 2 hours after my last meal, and body weight is up to 206.2. So we're 1.2 pounds up from the morning. Starting to feel a little bit tighter, but also I'm starting to feel dehydrated, which is par for the course. As long as, the muscles are filling with blood and we're starting to fill up with glycogen, we'll be in a good spot. I know that if I want to wake up around that like 205, 206 mark, I have to go to bed around 210, 211. So that's kind of the goal. We're going to get me up to that point, and then we'll flush overnight. This meal is going to be more of a whole food meal. So it's 120 grams of eye of round roast, which is a very lean cut of beef. 275 grams of rice was the prescription. I only had 250. So that's 7 grams of carbs that I missed. So I added 1 lovely rice cake, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And with this meal, I did add some kimchi just for my gut health. That's going to be paramount. And then 350 milliliters of water with this meal as well. We're doing a digestive enzyme and a vitamin C, ester C with each meal, just to keep things moving and to help with diuresis. So to make sure I'm still peeing, trying to keep things simple, not fancy, and manage my digestion all day. We're going to be eating probably 6 or 7 times today. Liv and I are going to be heading out the door in about a half an hour. We're just cooking the last bit of rice, and she's going to kind of interview me to go through our packing. It looks like we're moving out of the house. We're taking so much stuff with us, but that's what bodybuilding is. We only have a 2-hour drive, and then we're staying in a hotel with a kitchen. So because of that, we're pretty much packing all the food that we need. We don't have to do any groceries. We don't really have to do any meal prep because we did it in advance. So we're just bringing all the necessities, the food that I have been eating and that I know digest well. And Jaden is of the understanding that we're not going to do anything different. The only thing we might add is some Rice Krispie treats because they're high carbohydrate, low volume. And I also can digest those pretty well as well. We tried those out during prep a couple of times. The only thing I want to do is make sure that I have some food for Sunday, so I'm not eating fast food all day. It's not my style. So just gonna put this meal down and take you through kind of our packing list. So we're just packing all of our food now. Pretty much everything that we need in terms of supplements, in terms of medications. I literally have everything that I use on a daily basis. We don't go through and pack like individual Ziploc bags and stuff like that because you never know what you're gonna need. So we just pack everything all at once into one place. So right here we have all of our training supplements, the glutamine, the taurine, the protein powder, the glycine. Then we've got all of our carb sources, a couple fat sources, some sauces, some fruit, which we'll probably throw in the cooler. In the cooler, we've got all of our meat, all of our vegetables, like miscellaneous stuff, egg whites, things like that. Then all of our supplements, like our vitamins, minerals, stuff like that. I've already packed mine. Liv's are on the counter. We make sure that we bring our salt. We make sure that we bring scissors to cut up all of our food. Food scales, we're gonna bring both. We've also got, other stuff that I don't usually eat, like honey, Rice Krispie treats, just for like pump up and additional carbohydrate sources, extra Tupperware so that we can bring it to the show. Literally everything we might need, and some of the stuff we don't think we will need, but just in case, because You don't want to be at the show and not have anything you need. So we always want to be prepared. We did all of our food prep ahead of time. The only thing I forgot to make was rice because I'm an idiot. So that's cooking right now. And luckily we don't have to bring our rice cooker because we're only 2 hours away and we're only leaving for a day. So we'll be able to bring enough rice. But otherwise, if we were traveling, we would just bring our rice cooker or buy one when we got there. So it's annoying. It's kind of expensive to have all of this stuff prepared and ready, but it's all part of the process if you want to have everything that you need. All right, we're on the road. It is about 1 o'clock and we have about 2.5 hours to get to our destination. So I'll be there around 3:15. I miscalculated the time, so we're actually gonna have to pull over at about 2, weigh in and take some pictures on the side of the road and prep a meal on the side of the road, which is fine. We've done it before. It's not something that's new to us, but it's all part of the process. A lot of people asking me how I feel. And ultimately, like physically, I don't feel great because I'm quite dehydrated, it feels like, but my muscles are starting to get more full. I'm starting to feel like I have a little bit more life to me in terms of my physique. And ultimately, all I can keep focused on is the fact that I'm so grateful and so proud of the process that I went through to get here. I can't help but just be happy, truly happy to have my wife with me, to support me, and to be able to, close this chapter of a year of rehab and self-development and personal growth with presenting my best physique ever on stage. So we're gonna get this drive done. We'll check in when we have to take some pictures and you'll get to see me weigh in naked on the side of the road. We just weighed in. Weight was 205.4, which is a pretty big drop. Now I got to pose in the middle of a parking lot. Liv's gonna take my pictures and we'll go from there. So just heard back from Jaden. We're gonna do, my weight's down, it's quite low, so it's 205 my weight was 205.4, which is just above what I woke up at. He likes the look, but we need to keep feeding. So we're gonna do 120 grams of beef, 275 grams of jasmine rice, 100 grams of pineapple, 2 Rice Krispie treats, 350 milliliters of water, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'll just measure that out here now and get it in and hit the road again. This is so refreshing, the pineapple in it. My hunger is so high, it feels like I'm just burning through all the food. All right, super rushed, just parked on the way to tanning my next meal, which was the exact same as the meal that I just had. And with the exception of the pineapple, swap the pineapple for some peanut butter to make the meal sit a little bit heavier. And yeah, so we're gonna rush, we're gonna get tanned, get all bronzed up, and then register. Oof, that was long. So just got my first coat of tan, registered, made sure that my music was submitted, and it is. I'm really excited for you guys to see my routine. And then I bought the photo package from Gilco Productions, which if you're familiar with bodybuilding is like the best photo package you can get. The meal that we just had, I think I went over it, but it was 120 grams of beef, 275 grams of rice. Instead of the fruit, we did 20 grams of almond butter just to kind of slow down digestion a little bit. And we did 2 Rice Krispie treats. Total macros for the day so far, 149 protein, 514 carb, 57 fat, 3,204 calories. Body weight is sitting around like 207-ish. I weighed in my pants and my hoodie, so I can't really use that weight. But heading back to the hotel, gonna lay down for a little bit and chill, and then probably have another meal before tanning at 7:50. It is 6 o'clock right now. We'll see you in a bit. Oh man, second coat of tan done. It's been incredibly hectic since we've been here. I haven't really had time to sit and gather my thoughts, let alone the last 2 meals I've eaten have been running out the door, eating it in the car. So I had that beef meal with the almond butter. It sat really heavy, so we pulled back the food for the next meal, which was I think meal 6, which was just 100 grams of egg whites, 300 grams of rice, 100 grams of pineapple, and that's it. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So when got my second coat of tan, I have about a half an hour here to just chill, breathe, relax, and I want to just be present. I want to remember how hard I've worked to get here. I want to remember what this show means to me, what work I put in to get here, and I could not be happier with the package that I'm bringing to the stage, the physique that I've built over the last year, and the mindset that I've fortified throughout the process. Olivia just went to Walmart to pick up some sheets because I don't want to ruin the hotel sheets. It's getting a little emotional. I'm just really fucking proud of myself. I challenge each and every one of you to do something that scares the shit out of you, something that you think you can't do, to submit to a challenge that you think is almost impossible and that anyone who in their right mind would doubt you. And I want you to go fucking do it. I'll check in with you guys for the next meal. I'll film my posing and you'll get to see kind of the final product before bed. Weight is probably a little bit down. Usually I go to bed around 210, 211, but water has been a little bit lower, so stands to reason we'd be a little bit lighter, and we probably won't swing as much from nighttime to morning weight. And hopefully we wake up a little bit more full, a little bit drier, and ready to keep food really low on show day so that I can protect my midsection. I'm really fucking excited, guys.
What you making?
Just getting a drink together. I got 350 mLs of water with 100 grams of egg whites, 20 grams of peanut butter, 30 grams of raisins, 300 grams of jasmine rice, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 2 Rice Krispie treats. Goal is for this meal to stick a little bit better. My weight was 207.0, so only 2 pounds heavier than I was this morning. I'll get you guys the total macros for the day in a few seconds once I put it into the app. But I'm starving and I need to get this food ready.
He's starving. He's tanned. I was gonna say stinky. You definitely smell like tan.
Yeah.
He smells like show day.
Show day is a very unique smell.
Yeah. Brings good memories though.
You'll be here in 2 weeks.
3.
3 weeks.
We've got sugar. You dropped some carbs on the floor.
All right, that meal went down really easily. Very hungry. It's pretty funny how when you add so much food, you just get hungrier and hungrier. But my body definitely needed it. And the total macros for the day, 197 grams of protein, 767 grams of carbs, 82 grams of fat, for a total of 4,638 calories. So the last thing that I do before bed, it's the same thing I do every night, trying to keep the routine the same, right? Especially with the digestive issues that I've had, I'm trying to keep everything as status quo as possible. So what I have here, so Jaden gave me 350 milliliters of water with that last meal. I drank about half of it to take my health supplements. And then the remainder of it, I added 4 ounces of aloe vera juice, the same aloe vera juice that I have in the morning drink that I detailed. Then the supplements that I take with this meal, I take L-theanine, I take a Gorilla Mind supplement called Mind Calm, which has Imodin and ashwagandha in it. Then I take some additional ashwagandha. That's to help with cortisol regulation. I also take some additional magnesium bisglycinate, BPC 157. I take 1,000 micrograms of that to help with my gut health. And in this drink as well, there's 20 grams of glutamine, 3 grams of taurine, 15-ish grams of glycine, and a half tablespoon of magnesium citrate. So magnesium, it's a lot of magnesium, which is both calming for the central nervous system, but it also helps with gut motility. So I've actually been very successful waking up in the morning, being able to have a bowel movement, and that is the goal for tomorrow morning. We had so much food today, and I have been able to go throughout the day with relative ease, but I'm hoping that that just continues so I can wake up and have a nice tight midsection. I probably won't film first thing in the morning because Liv's gonna be sleeping, but first thing in the morning, we're gonna do 12 ounces of fluid, the exact same morning routine that I did this morning. So 12 ounces of fluid with my digestive drink, and then we're going to have a cup of espresso to keep the fluid volume down. I'm going to probably go down to the lobby for a little bit and chill with my laptop, then take some pictures for Jaden, go to tanning, and by that time he'll have sent me my last meal, my meal before the show. We're just gonna do one meal and then likely a little bit of fluid, maybe some honey and salt prior to getting on stage. So keep the midsection nice and tight, but prioritizing carbohydrates, making sure that I stay full and dry. I'm gonna get to bed and relax. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, or whenever you're watching this. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and we'll catch you on show day.